make a chance for what's in my life. Gonna feel real good. I'm gonna make it right. Gonna the Bible and sing to my teacher in the word in the street. In the who am I pretending not to see them weed? I tell the Bible I don't know about to die in the word in the street. They're on the way to go, 'cause we got no way to go. And I don't want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no mistake in the man in the mirror. And if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a... Bring my music down. All right. So you got some fun in life too, you know what I mean? So, this particular video is, I would call it an open up video. Lot of black people here, it's got to be honest, they're so tight, so constricted. The Bible says pride goes before destruction and a haunting spirit before a fall, which means before you self-destruct and lead yourselves in a predicament where you actually don't want to be because pride is in the way, if you give up the pride, you won't self-destruct because you make yourself open and available for reasoning. And the part about a haunting spirit before a fall, if you give up that haunting spirit and say, hey, listen, man, I think I might be in error, or I just may have to be stood corrected. So before I fall, let me open up my floodgates for openness and dialogue and see where I may have went errant in my perception as to how I perceive a particular thing. So I join another for open dialogue, or a group for open dialogue, to perhaps see if my haunting spirit led me to my fall. This is the first step of reasoning. And this is what's wrong with us. Some of us know for an actual fact that we are wrong, but we can't compel our pride to move out the way so I don't self-destruct, or forbid myself from having a partnership with someone that I love or I'm desirous in that continuation of love as it should be amongst the human family. A lot of us grew up with very stern mothers and fathers who had to deal with the discourse of this ratchet and hard to get through world, and particularly being a black man, or just black people in general, trying to move through this corset life that's so complex against us as a people that sometimes we come home frustrated with the weight of the world on our shoulders. And when there's no one there to pull your slippers out and have you to sit down and relax your shoulders and say that, you know, in spite of you having a rough day, I want you to know as your wife that I love you, baby. And I know that you have hard days, but I want you to understand that you don't have to go so hard in trying to provide for us. I'd rather settle with less to watch you with just a little more endurance and a little more openness so that you can accept when I say I love you. And vice-versa, man to woman. But it's very hard for us to do that because, like I said, our parents have set and shaped our mold. See, we're born in an iniquitous lifestyle, and we're shaped by heredity. And the kind of heredity that we received was hard. It wasn't soft. It was hard, man. And it was understandably hard because no one in the annals of history has gone through what the black man has gone through. And to be a victim of some of the long and intense training that the slave master has given us, it had long-reaching implication that is still with us today. Now, I'm like a shotgun. I break down. I want you to know as a woman that I'm not afraid to cry. But see, because when I deny you of what true love looks like, I stop you from moving mountains. If I'm so vexed in myself and my manhood that I can't say, baby, listen, I apologize. Or my brother, look, man, I was wrong, man. I was working on, dealing with a little sentiments, going through a little rough time here and there and so forth. I should have called you back. Or I should have said something. Or when I could have lent a hand to you and I didn't give it to you. I apologize for that, man. So how can I fix it? What can we do right now? How can we mend this and come on home, come on back to each other so we can reclaim them days when our mama used to smile because we were so thorough and so much in line with our brotherhood. I have no problem saying that. And once you learn how to say that, you don't sleep with the guilt of not doing all that you can do to bring back harmony, that euphoria, that stability, that spirit, that cohesiveness that makes you say, man, I love my brother. I love my sister. Man, I love my mother. My mother always talks to me when I'm down and out, and there may be no one at the time to move me, to encourage me, to let me know that, life is not easy. And if it was, everybody would make a forbidden path towards it. But it's not easy. It doesn't supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be rugged. It's supposed to have some jagged edges. And those times when you can't get through it alone, this is when God extends his hand and grab you up and get you shook up. And then he let you go again and see how you take the next endeavor. This is the way life's supposed to be. But see, we don't have to rely on God for every single issue because he endowed us with a kind of power that we are God beside God. And that's why he said he's jealous. Don't put no other God. And I deem you as being the God because you was a progeny of me. Don't put nobody else for me. I'm separate. I'm unequal. I'm the omnipotent. I'm sublime. I have no propensity to do wrong. I can't do wrong. I'm straight all the time. So differentiate that from the common man, but don't take the love of what the common man can produce to you. We all have, and the Bible speaks about that. If they had only known that they had a prophet amongst them. You know, when they killed Jesus, one of the disciples said, man, if I had known who the enemy was, I would have guarded against him. But it was one of my old usual brothers who went in and out of the temple with me, who sat down with me, who broke bread with me, and then turned heels against me. He just didn't know what the enemy looked like. Because you know what the enemy did? The enemy smiled and was beguiling. And, you know, he looked like, you know, he was about the same mission. But behind him was the spirit of Satan. Now, I'm trying not to make this to be like a little holy water thing. I'm just generalizing the relationship that we have, black amongst blacks, that we should start breaking those barriers down, that tough barrier, and just start saying, look, man, I love you, man. I simply love you. I love my brothers. I love my sister unprecedentedly. I love them without a cause to love. I love them because it is natural for me to go towards love. And even if you get shot down a little bit, it doesn't stop me. It doesn't stop me at all. I'm one of those men who are raised by God, who is made wise to look past what you do, because I understand some of the ills, how Satan has galvanized our mind to be tough against one another. I understand that. It's almost like if I'm faced with a situation, as we most, you know, we all get faced with, you know, obstacles and difficulties in this life. And if I was to pour my heart out, man, you would see a sea of people. Oh, you will get through it. Oh, just keep going ahead. I'll pray for you, this, that, that. No, I don't need you at those times. I need you before my fall. I need you to solidify some of the thoughts that I have if I'm going in the wrong direction, or if my course is off a little bit. Say, hey, bro, man, you used to work out, man. You get a little chubby there. Or, bro, you used to be more aligned with yourself. Now, what's going on? Everything's good with you, man? Because I love the way that you are, and I don't want you to change from that. See, a person like that wants for you what they want for themselves. And if you want for yourself the best of life, then you can't deny the other person who wants the same, so long as you want for your brother as what you want for yourself. So if you see your brother veering off, you don't wait till he fall down and act like you a sea of support. It's not the time when you do it. It's the time when things is going well and you get those encouraging words. You know how you pass through, Facebook is a big entity. It's a big communication system. I don't like it, but I like it just to feed, the word out, And, and many people will how some people say, well, I go by the Bible. No, and some people need to go into the Bible. They need to get, beyond wisdom. They need to get understanding. So you don't need to go by the Bible. You need to go in the Bible. So I say that to say this is that encouraging words feeds the soul. It helps a man or a woman to feel their worth. And the reason why God puts you on this earth with other people is because we need each other. We need to stand on each other's shoulders. We need to be supported. Now, you can let your pride keep you back and say, I ain't saying nothing. Or I'll go pierce your page, but you won't get no like, but you're inquisitive enough to do the piercing. See, I understand that. And I wouldn't expect anything. See, it's the things that you don't do that the wise can pick up on. You don't have to say, you don't have to say this, you don't have to say that. It speaks for itself, because there's some be quiet things. If my brother does something honorable and very distinguishable, I think it's only fair that you encourage this bruh to continue it what is going good in this life. So you send him a text. You send him some words. Don't wait till that brother get all the way down and act like now you're a shoe of support. So I understand why things happen the way they happen. And God made me wise like that. I don't go off on anybody because I understand that we have faults. And if I just be a spontaneous guy and just want to get rugged, I lose things a lot. I lose money, I lose time, I lose things that I invest in. But I don't go and I don't beat up the care. No, because I know in this life, everything is expendable. Everything. And everything is here as a help, a aid to refuse society. No unjust cause can have a permanence in a universe that God constructed upon the principles of justice. Now, you may have some unfair days. You may have a period in which you treat people unfairly. But when that day arises, that the universe stretches arms out to save the meek, to bring truth to equal to power, then your day is limited and it is thus over. And this is what we are experiencing today in this society. It is over. I got to put Michael Jackson on for that one. Woo! Gonna make the changes, God, for once in my life. Gonna feel real good. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it right. Bow. Y'all better tune into Vicky Dillard. What's that? Cut it. All right, let's get back.